Alright, hey everybody, it's me, Jimmy Hapa from Import Gaming for the win with a rare pickup video for this year, the end of 2021. I figured I'd share maybe about 30-ish of my most interesting or just some kind of neat pickups throughout the year. Haven't been doing too much shopping, but actually been selling a lot more than I've been buying. But there's some really cool things in here that I'd like to share with you. Maybe you'll learn something new. One thing is I won't be sharing any Ganbare Goemon merchandise that I got. I'll probably do a update video on my collection for that series sometime soon. But yeah, let's just go right into it. So, first off is an MSX original title. This is Momogovers, or just Golvelius. It's a 1987 release from Compile. Action, adventure, RPG-ish type of game. Kind of like Zelda, but it's got some side-scrolling, like horizontal side-scrolling action stages. It's got vertical scrolling, kind of almost like shooting stages, and of course overworld type of adventure action. Very different from the Master System game, and also there's like an MSX2 version of this game that's quite different as well. But very simple, very primitive, but really cool. This was a bit of a pricey game, but I've been actually selling a lot of my MSX games that helped pay for this one. Yeah, it's pretty cool. As you can see, it's kind of got a little bit of a, what we call wrinkles on the cover, or on the plastic part of the package, but can't really help that. Let's take a look inside. Here's the cartridge itself. I really always love the artwork for this. I need to get the Mark III Master System version, and I would love to get the MSX2 version. I think it's just a floppy disk only. I try to avoid floppy disks because they're so unreliable. So you can see there's a little bit of dirt or whatever discoloration from aging in here, but that's kind of what happens when you get something that's like 30-ish years old, 30 plus years old. So let's take a look. Just put these down for a second. Just kind of flip through the manual. As you can see, all the care, all the attention that these companies used to pay, especially Compile, Falcom, those kind of companies. They really went the extra mile with their packages. Now this is like a little, what is this, Golvelius curse? Kind of like a seal. I think you used to open it up and it would make a noise. I think there's like a little battery and like a little noise box in here. Of course, it's too old, it doesn't work anymore, but it's pretty cool. Maybe it just needs a new battery, who knows? Let's look at a little map. And I do admire the simple but fun gameplay of this title. Of course, it's got that old MSX1 style look to it. So if you don't like the graphics and those kind of games, maybe you won't get into it, but quite fun. Right here is somebody who owned this, printed out the ending. So congratulations to probably him, let's be honest, for beating the game. And actually having a printer too to print the end screens out. And here's just a little kind of a, what is this? It's kind of a notice here. But yeah, Golvelius, Momogovers for the MSX. Another 1987 release here. This is a Konami MSX2 title. This is Hinotori, and then what is this over here though? Hen, which is one of the books from Osamu Tezuka's Hinotori series, manga series. That's probably like his masterwork. I think this is probably the most popular book of it. I think this guy's name is Gao. But it's very different from the Famicom game. It's a scrolling story shooter type of game. Really cool, really fun. It's not your typical shooter. You have to kind of find like kind of gate pass type things and accomplish objectives to kind of move on. But it's very, very fun, and I was glad to get this for a pretty decent price as well. I'll tell you the truth though, it does smell like cigarettes, so the previous owner was a smoker. The manual's got a little bit of, what do you call, water damage, slightly. I don't know if you could pick up well, but yeah. Konami on the MSX, like I said, I've been kind of just downsizing my collection in general, but I got rid of a lot of MSX games, and I'm just really picking up the games that I really want, and pretty much everything from Konami on the MSX are games that I want. Here's the cartridge right here. So, wonderful little game. Now I need to get the Famicom title. Again. And here is another MSX2 game, 1987 again, Ushas, from Konami as well. And this is a kind of a cool side-scrolling action-adventure game where you play as one of two college students looking for the treasure of Ushas. And both of them have like kind of different abilities. One has a gun, one can jump high, one is good with fighting. But yeah, really fun game, kind of really cool graphics. It's I think for the era, one of the nicer looking MSX2 games that I've seen anyway. But yeah, really cool. I like it. And this was also cheap, as you can see. There's a little bit of damage, so whatever. It knocked off quite a bit from the price that it usually goes for. Here's the manual too. The manual is a little beat up. Here's a cartridge. Love the artwork from Konami in this era. Not sure what movie or whatever they took this art from, because Konami was known for doing that in this era, but I do like it. And I think the adventure takes place kind of like in the Silk Road, somewhere like that, where they find a map looking for the treasure of Ushas. Maybe a statue. So there's the two characters, it's like Kless and Wit, something like that. I'm looking through my viewfinder here, it's hard to read. And yeah, cool enemies. Yeah, a lot of fun. Of course, you gotta have Moai, it's a Konami game. Love this style of game, love the style of artwork as well. Konami, man, they were the best. Another retro PC game that I picked up. I re-picked this up because I sent my original copy to the Happy Console Gamer as a kind of a thanks. But this is Ys for the X68000, the Sharp X68000. As you can see, this is obviously a Falcom classic. The artwork here is done by Yoshitaka Amano, which is basically my favorite artist. So of course I love this cover, and this is the only reason I have it, because I don't have a game system to play it. I don't have a computer, 68000 to play it on. Who made this? Myconsoft is responsible for this port, and of course Genpa and S Sendo. But it looks cool. Let me open it up real quick. Let's take a look at this kind of Falcom advertisement chirashi thing. So the original animators always had this kind of stuff in here with Falcom releases, even though this wasn't exactly published by Falcom. Let me I'll mess with that later. The manual here, and you can kind of see it's a little weird. The normal game graphics look pretty good. There's some cool artwork here in the manual too, but we'll get to some of the game screens where it just looks a little strange. We'll take a look at that in a second. Yeah, I would love to have an X68000 to play this, but there you go, look at that. So instead of having kind of anime-looking characters, they have really realistic character portraits, and this guy who looks like he might be in a Star Trek episode, but not really Ys. Kind of shocking to see that in an old Japanese game. I don't believe a Western company ported this either, so it's an interesting decision. So anyway, let's take a look at these. These are always what Falcom kind of came with. Falcom releases these little advertisements you could kind of put in a small ring binder. Some music, some games, stuff. Right? And then here are the floppy disks, and I don't even know if they work or not. So there you go. Whew. I don't know, it looks pretty clean to me. So if I ever do get an X68000, this is gonna be, well, this is the only game I think I have for it right now, so this probably would be the first thing I play. Would love to get Strider and some of those Capcom games for it as well, of course Castlevania. Alright, kind of going with fantasy themes. This is a big one, hopefully it'll fit in the whole frame. This is the Dungeons & Dragons limited edition for PS3. And what is this? The Mistara Eishu Senki. So the Chronicles of Mistara. I guess that's what it would be. It's brand new and sealed. So I bought this. I'm wondering if I should just sell this brand new sealed one, get some money and buy a used version. But they are hard to find, and this is actually something that was released on Capcom's eStore. So it makes it even harder to find, especially in the wild. And what's weird about this is like this big, huge set comes with like an art book, actually a reprint, republishing of an old kind of art book and setting book for the game. And a bunch of other little cool things, arcade, instruction cards, etc., etc. But it doesn't come with the game. There's a little space you can put the game in. So I had to get the game on its own. And a few years ago I had a chance to get this, and it was, I think, $15. And I thought, oh, I can get this anytime. And I heard there's a limited edition. I might just look for that, not knowing it was an online exclusive. I wish I would have picked it up back then, because it has quadrupled, quintupled in price. It's quite expensive now, but gotta love this this artwork here for the limited edition. Great cover art here, but this is like, I think, Kinu Nishimura, who does a lot of the Capcom art. Love her style, so her name's Kinu. But yeah, great game, and this differs from the online download that was for the Xbox 360 and PS3. This is a PS3 physical exclusive, and it was developed and ported internally at Capcom, so it's considered the superior port, and yeah, I think it has a lot of extra content as well. But glad to have this. I got the Saturn Dungeons & Dragons collection, I think last year, maybe 2 years ago. Really happy to have this as well. Alright, another game that is hard to find. This is Yukinko Daisenpu for the Nintendo Wii, and this is known as Heavenly Guardian in the United States and probably Europe as well. It was a budget title with way stranger artwork with little minion type of things. But yeah, this is a super rare game for the Nintendo Wii, and if you have it for PS2 in Japan, then you can pay for your child's college, because that game I think was never officially released, so copies are very scarce. And so I was looking for this for a few years. After seeing it maybe 2 or 3 years ago, it was $50 at a book off, and it was the most expensive Wii game I'd ever seen at the time. And I didn't think it was gonna get more expensive, but it's basically tripled plus in value. I got this for a lot cheaper. As you can see, it's got a little bit of like wrinkling on the cover, so this was a lot cheaper, and it didn't really bother me that much. But to be honest, I kind of don't really like the game that much, and you know, I think it's a perfectly okay game. It was supposed to kind of be like a Kiki Kai Kai, Pocky and Rocky type sequel, and it kind of got rejected. I think for the Wii version, you can't change the controls, so you have to use the Wii remote, and it's a little clunky, and I didn't really like it that much. So I don't know. I want to hold on to this. I love the cover art, and I like the idea of this game. The English version with the not as nice looking cover, in my opinion, is a lot cheaper, so maybe I'll just pick that up. But yeah, we'll see. It was a little bit of a letdown, that one. Going with something a little bit more modern, more recent, is, there you go, Record of Lodoss War, Deedlit in Wonder Labyrinth. And this is one of 2 games I own for the Steam platform on my PC, and I actually got to the very end of this game. I think I found pretty much all the secrets, and I didn't beat the last boss. I just kind of stopped playing because I don't know, I think I'd worked on some sort of video project. I forgot to come back, but was excited to get this on the Wii, and you know, I'm going to open it up right now. There you go, world exclusive unboxing of a Nintendo Switch game. Anyway, I love Record of Lodoss War. Hopefully you can hear me over this Saran Wrap, but it's one of my favorite anime of all time. And yeah, Deedlit and Pyrotess. There you go. It's like very Castlevania, Metroid type. Oh, no manual. It's kind of boring. Here's the here's the card. Alright, well that was not as fun, but I did get the limited edition and an Amazon. Well, real quick, just look at this. Here's they actually advertised it at stores, which was nice. Hopefully it does well. I'd love to see more Record of Lodoss games, or any sort of like, well, this kind of style of game. I like the game. I think it's pretty good. Doesn't quite have the depth of like a Castlevania or a Metroid, but it's a lot of fun. Great pixel art, great music. Speaking of music, here's the soundtrack. And I don't think I need to open that up, but you kind of get what it is. There you go. The Grey Witch. It also came with an art book. And so we'll just kind of glance through that real quick. So beautiful. Look at that. Great artwork. Yeah, I would recommend this for anybody who loves Record of Lodoss War. This is probably one of the best Record of Lodoss War games I've played. There have been a few good ones in the series, and there have been a few ones that I'm not too hot on. I don't quite rate, as they say, but this is one of the good ones. And I got this on Amazon, and this was the Amazon exclusive, and it's a book cover. So yeah, I don't know if I'm ever going to use it, but now I have a Deedlit in Wonder Labyrinth book cover. So underwhelming exclusives from these places these days. Next game here is something that I got a little bit of a history with it, and we'll just kind of show it real quick. Muchi Muchi Pork and Pink Sweets, the a collection of 2 cave shooters on the Xbox 360. And back in, wow, 2007 to 2011, when I was living in Kochi Prefecture, moved to Japan after college, I was an Xbox 360 guy for sure, and I would pre-order every single cave shooter that came out. And in 2011, right before I was moving back to the States, I had this pre-ordered, and I just needed the money, so I couldn't afford to spend like $100 or whatever it was on this game. So I had to cancel my pre-order just a few days, maybe a week before leaving when I was supposed to pick it up. And yeah, and I never picked it up, and the price just kind of went up and up and up. I found this for an okay deal, and I'm just really happy to have it now. I feel like that old regret and that chapter is done. But it's just two fun cave shooters. I guess I think they're pretty good, but they're not the best in the cave ever made, but that's a tall order to kind of beat what they've done in the past. We'll take a look at the package itself real quick. There's like a best hits edition of this as well, but it doesn't really affect the price much. This is a limited edition, of course, so it comes with this soundtrack. And there it is. So yeah, I really like the kind of cutesy graphics too of this. Maybe Muchi Muchi Pork more than Pink Suits. I think it's a lot of fun. Love that it's pig, the pig heroines. Usually the pigs are the bad guys in these kinds of games in Japan, but they're cute little things, and they're what the kids these days say thick to basically excuse their obesity. But they're very cute, very fun. Love that I have that now. I actually have one of the original posters for it as well. Let me put this over here. More cave shooters. Here is Mushihime-sama for the PlayStation 2, and this is the limited edition. I actually have 3 of these figures now, but we'll look at it in a second. This is published by Taito, and being on the PS2, it's not like a perfect port of the game, but it's still pretty damn good. And this is one of those games I've wanted for a long time. I've had the figure in the past, and like I said, I have 3 now. I'm holding on to one for a friend. I'm gonna give it to him maybe when I see him next time. Here's the figure. It's a little baby Reiko and her little Mushi, her beetle. So cute little figurine. There was a store. There's a book off, not too close to where I live, but in my area, that was selling a bunch of these. So for very cheap. So I bought a few of them. And here's the game. Put this over here. And yeah, it's like I said, it's not a perfect port, but from what I've played, it's pretty good. And I love this series, and I love cave shooters, obviously, as I've said. But I also got this online, Mushihime-sama for the Xbox 360, the limited edition. Now I bought this from Surugaya's online store, used, for the used price. And they sent me a brand new copy. So somebody must have sold their new copy, and they kind of just have to sell it used, I guess. So I haven't opened it yet, and I'm wondering if I should do the same with this this Dungeons and Dragons special edition. Should I just sell this brand new sealed copy, get a little bit extra cash, and buy a used one? I know there's DLC in it, but does it really matter? I don't know. I'll think about it, but I thought it was just this is one of the games I was missing from cave shooters on Xbox 360. Next up, here's a Namco 50th anniversary Nam Collection. And what does that say over here? Yeah, it just says Nam Collection. And this is something that was exclusive in Japan, kind of like Namco Museum, but these are PlayStation 1 ports. You can see there's a little bit of fading on the spine, but it's not a big deal. If you look at the back, you got Klonoa, you got Ridge Racer, Tekken, Ace Combat 2, and is it Mr. Driller? Just Mr. Driller. So yeah, good little collection of some great PS1 titles. Obviously my favorite in there would be Klonoa, and I can't remember if this has 240p or if it's 480i. I'll play some of it later and capture footage for this video, and I'll confirm it there. But yeah, cool little collection. I'm hoping it's 240p because then it'd be worth keeping for sure. But this is still very cheap collection, and not very easy to find. I've been looking for it for many years. Finally found it in the wild at a kind of Surugaya store. Not so close to my house, but close enough where I can ride my bike. And yeah, good. I also picked this up there as well. R-Type Final, and I'm very excited about R-Type Final 2. I got that D-Lit game over there. Part of the reason is just because I love Record of Lotus War, but I'm going to pick up another Nintendo Switch sometime soon. I was going to pick it up for Christmas, but I need to travel to Tokyo, do some video work, interview a fella. I'm sure I've talked about it already somewhere. And anyway, so this is a PS2 game. When I was in college, I played the hell out of this game. This is one of my favorite PS2 games, and this is just the Japanese version, and I don't have my English version with me, which was one of those like Eidos Fresh Games collections. But yeah, this is a game that made me kind of fall in love with these type of shooters again. I was really big into first-person shooters, maybe some third-person shooters, but kind of fell out with side-scrolling shmups, I guess people call them. But I love this game, and I found this for under $20, and I figured I'd pick it up because it's, I think it's like $35-40 now. So good to have that. Some of the older games in the net. Here is Jackie Chan, or Jackie Chan, for the PC Engine, one of Hudson's titles for the system. Very cute, colorful game. Let's take a look over here on the back. Yeah, you play as little cutesy Jackie Chan, and you do your kung fu on a bunch of different kind of creatures, get power-ups from frogs. It's wonderful. And I got this for very, very cheap on the PC Engine, less than half of what it goes for, so I had to jump at this. I guess, look, the manual's a little bit beat up, but not really, just kind of warped. But yeah, really cool game. Jackie Chan, he does his own stunts. So let's go ahead and put that away. But yeah, I picked up more than what I'm showing here, but I just thought this was a really fun game, and I highly recommend it to anybody. Here's a game that was something I needed to get a long time in the making. Getting this one, basically Dracula X Rondo of Blood, and let me pull it out of here. Got this for an okay deal, and it's not really gone up too much in price over the years. I remember seeing this game, God, like 10 years ago. Maybe it was like $70, and I thought it was expensive. It hasn't doubled yet, really. Well, some places sell it for more than double that, but I got this for less than double. So, yeah, one of the greats when I was younger. When I found out about this game, I just imagined all the great, cool, fantastic adventures that I could have been playing if I had a PC Engine, and I never got to. I think was it the Castlevania Crypt or the Castlevania Dungeon? One of those websites had all like the cutscene screen caps and all the basically how the game played and all the enemy sprites. It was so awesome, and it was one of the games I really wanted for PC Engine. It took me long enough to get it too, but the timing was right finally, and really glad to have this. Of course, I downloaded this on the Wii like 10 years ago, and I played through it there, and I thought it was really great. I picked up the Super Famicom edition of this last year as well, and I think I said I think that's more fun than this one, and replaying this game I was like, this is a better game. So anyway, yeah, Dracula X, huge Castlevania fan, so glad to have that. Next up is a rare demo, and you can't really see it with the case too much, but the case didn't come with it. I just have the case for any sort of loose cartridges. Let me figure out how to open this. Oh my goodness. Alright, and here it is. Chrono Trigger, I think it's called like the Taikenban sample. Yeah, there you go. Sample ROM. And so this is like a Chrono Trigger that was sent to stores for people to play at kiosks. And yeah, pretty hard to find demo. There's like a box and a little kind of manual liner note type thing as well, but if I wanted to pay $300-400 more than what I paid for this, then I would get that edition. I don't know if it's worth that. It is to me, but I'm not rich, so I settled with just the cartridge only. And yeah, it's pretty cool. There's a website out there. It might be Cutting Room Floor. It might be one of these other ones that go into all the secret and the details of this cartridge, so I don't really have to talk much about it. But if you're a fan of Chrono Trigger, I would highly recommend trying to find this thing and pick it up. I might do a video on rare demos, and of course I'll talk about that. I need to start doing more demos. And another demo that I got. Another rare one. This is the Kouyu Taigeki for the Mega CD, also the Taikenban. And this is the Japanese version, obviously, so I don't think this has the full game in it. I'll have to try to play it later and confirm. but this was given to stores for them to put in kiosks as well. And here's the disc. This game has gone up, the actual release has gone up so much over the years that it's hard for me to justify picking it up. But I was a big fan of this series from the Sega Saturn. One of those games I just randomly picked up for a few bucks when I was living in Hawaii was Katsugeki Ken. But yeah, these are little pop things. They call them pop in Japan, but the little advertisements that you kind of stick on places. I think they wanted you to stick this on like TVs while the game's being played, just kind of advertising the game, making it pop out and really attract the customers' attentions. Fun game, bigger fan of the Saturn game than this one, and yeah, I'll have to say I don't think this one has the full game. I think the UK demo you could just put in like a level select and play every single level, which is kind of cool. Looking at some Sega Saturn and PlayStation. This is Seireki 1999 yes, Pharaoh no Fukatsu, or the was it AD 1999 Pharaoh's Resurrection. Here's the Saturn and the PS edition. This game is like 3 times as much as this game now, but this is a Exhumed or Power Slave from Lobotomy. Saturn and PS version. I think there's a PC version as well, obviously. Really great first-person shooter, and I think the Saturn version is better than the PlayStation version, which is kind of amazing. But yeah, I just really wanted to get these games because they're cool. I'm a fan of the first-person shooters. Depending on who you talk to, that makes you either a casual or hardcore. And it was cool to get these both at the same time. And yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm not gonna ever do a comparison video on it or anything. I'm sure they've been done, but just like to have it. Next up is Ninten Manmaru for the Sega Saturn from Enix, based on like an anime and manga series of the same name. This is a fun little 3D platformer type stage, kind of action stage adventure game. Yeah, really fun game. If you're interested in knowing more about this, you can check out Retro Drew. He did a video on it in the past, so I don't think I will ever talk about it in much depth. But it's very cute. It's one of the, I think, one of the better looking, kind of colorful 3D Saturn games. It plays okay, but yeah, very cute, colorful, pretty fun. And I got this for a pretty good deal, so that's why I picked it up finally. Throw this over here. So I was just stacking this stuff up. And one more Sega Saturn game. This is, what is it? Kisuisho Densetsu Astaru. So the Shining Crystal Legend Astal, also known as Astal in US and Europe. Wonderful game. This is one of my favorite Sega Saturn games, and I found this for a very good deal, and I had to pick it up because there's a few differences with the Japanese and localized, maybe at least the North American version, which I have. It's actually one of the only American Saturn games I brought with me here in Japan. It's a little bit easier. I think you have more life hit points, and it does have like some music that is in an intro. I'm not sure about anything else, but yeah, wonderful game. I still consider this one of the nicest looking games I've ever played. 2D games. I always use it as like a kind of a reference for good looking sprites on a system, especially the Saturn, and especially without the Meg card. But yeah, really, I think it's just colorful and it's got very big sprites, and I'm a big fan of that. So, Astal. Some people love it, some people hate it. I'm in the former. This is a Nintendo DS game that I've been looking for years. The English of the Dead, and you could probably figure out what it is. It's the House of the Dead 2, like Typing of the Dead, except you use your stylus and you type in English, or you write in English words based on what comes up. Playing it on the easier levels, it's so simple, but if you play it on hard, it's pretty tough, and I don't know why, but it's not just me either, but it has a hard time registering the E, lowercase e, so it's pretty challenging. A lot slower pace than, of course, House of the Dead 2 or Typing of the Dead, but it's a great tool for learning English. It's on the DS, kind of a miracle you have this game on the DS. Like I said, I've been looking for this game for years, almost like 10 years. I saw it in Hawaii for 20 bucks at Book Off in downtown. Should have picked it up then, but I finally found it in the wild. I think there's a little bit of fading, but I don't really care. It doesn't look that bad. This is also a good tool for you to like learn Japanese or study your Japanese, because the words come up, the sentences and words come up in Japanese, and you write in the English. So pretty fun. I like it. This is a soundtrack for Princess Crown, one of my favorite games of all time. This is not the original Saturn release, which is quite expensive, but this is the PSP re-release soundtrack. I think 2005 is when that game came out. So this is a lot cheaper, but I'm pretty sure all the tracks are the same. Look at that kind of funky disc artwork, and yeah, not much going on in these liner notes, but yeah, I one day I should probably do like a Princess and Dragon's Crown collection type video, show some of the cool things I have from both these series. There's not a whole lot out there, but from what is out there, a lot of it I do have. So great music. You can also put the Sega Saturn disc in your CD player and play that, but I don't know if there's some tracks missing or whatever. Here's something that I was looking for a long time. I picked this up recently, but when I was a college student in Tokyo in like 2006, Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball 2, or Dead or Alive Extreme 2 I think it's called, came out. The PS3 and also the Wii was released, and it was ridiculous, the lines, but I remember going to Big Camera in Shinjuku early in the morning when no one was there. I bought 2 of these faceplates. One I was going to sell on eBay, and one I was going to keep for myself, and I had this on my Xbox 360 for many years, and I think 10 years ago, maybe less than that, I sold it finally, and I kind of regretted it. So now I have it again, and it was actually very cheap here. So this used to be a really rare hot ticket item on the Xbox 360, but at least here in Japan, you can get this for like 10-15 bucks. There you go. Kasumi in all her glory. Alright. We got a few cool little faceplates as well, so I might make for something fun collection video. Here's something that's probably you're gonna think I'm a little bit weird for getting. It is a Parasite Eve something or another, if you can read up top over there. It's a real model series 01, and what it is it's a couple of dolls. You got Eve and you got Aya. So here I am, a grown man playing with dolls. Well, not really playing, but putting them for display in my room. So I thought it was really cool. If you can look here, they haven't really been taken out of the box. Got kind of real cloth, and I don't know if the jacket's a little bit crusty or not, but I don't want to touch it. It might be brittle, it might just break apart. But I thought it was kind of cool that they had this doll for Parasite Eve. I love that game. Yeah, one of my favorite PlayStation games for sure. And cool little comic here. Aya and Melissa. I'll call her Eve, but that's who she used to be. Kind of cool, from Takara, made in Japan. Neat little collectible. What I found out recently too is that there were Vagrant Story figures that came out not too long ago. Ashley and Sydney, I think they are, and I might have to get that, but those are very expensive. Alright, one other small thing, I have to clean this up for a second, is a Super Mario 64 Perfect video. And I've gotten a lot of VHS tapes recently to put on my second channel, which hope you'll check it out, the Import Gaming for the Win video, audio, and gameplay dump. So far there's only video stuff, but I've dumped a lot of captures of that, and including this one, which GTV. Now I don't know why, but for the longest time I actually knew what GTV was. There's like a video magazine from back in the day, but they also worked on those PlayStation Play demos and demos. So very cool little company, and I love this. I uploaded it on that second channel, so if you want to check it out, it's just a video strategy guide for Super Mario 64. I actually learned a couple things from this guide. I used to get 120 stars for friends back in the day, so if I had this VHS, it wouldn't be super useful, but I would have loved having it. It's narrated by Battery, which is a character from Susumu Matsushita, which is a great artist, and I'm pretty sure the voice actor for Battery is the same person who does Captain Rock, but who knows. But yeah, cool little series. I have a few of these GTV videos, and I'll be uploading them as I find the time. But I thought it was kind of cool. Share that out. Big fan of Mario 64. I'm going to clean this up real quick, and then we'll kind of continue on. Alright, and we're back. So, I guess I'll get like couple of the really big things out of the way, just large in size. This is another Xbox 360 shooting related item, and I hope it fits in this frame. I think it should. Well, good enough. This is the Ultimedius G Hyperstick Pro for the Xbox 360. This is something that back in the day when I was a starving teacher in Japan. I remember when this game came out, I was super excited. Loved the Ultimedius series. Really wanted this stick, even though it's gimmicky as hell, and I'll show you why. But I think it was like $400 online. It was more expensive. Maybe it was like $300. But it was about the same price as like an Xbox 360 console, and I couldn't justify that, especially for what it is. But nowadays, it's quite a lot cheaper used. So let's open it up real quick. Make sure I don't knock anything over. I think there's a couple of other extra things in here too, but we'll take a look when we get to it. So let's open it up here. Try to not knock my camera off. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, here's something I got in here. This is an embarrassment. This is a body pillow. I'm not gonna ever use that. I have two of them too, so if anyone's looking for one, let me know. Came with little badges of the characters, and this is like a weeb Gradius. If you've never played Ultimedius, it's like a love song to Konami games, but for weebs. Alrighty. Sorry, knocking this out. This is tough to get out. Okay. I don't want to rip this apart. Let me move it aside and pull it out separately. I gotta get a better setup for this. Move this over here too. It's pretty tight. Alright, pretty tight. Alright, we got it. Things are falling over. So, here it is in this wonderful blue plastic package. We'll pull it out like it's the first time. Alright, and there it is. It's a pretty nice looking stick if you ask me. Of course, got the Xbox 360 button, microphone, jack, all the buttons you need here. Back start. It's just missing some buttons, so if you did want to play this with other games, it wouldn't work because I don't see any sort of triggers. But the gimmick here is that, like in the arcade edition, which I've played, you can use a touch screen to select things and also poke at the characters' boobies. So yeah, it's that kind of game, alright? But yeah, for $300, not worth it, but for what I paid, not bad. I'm glad to have it, and that was something that I wouldn't say that wasn't a childhood thing, but young adult me was super excited about this and this game, of course. And another big thing here that might not fit in the frame. Let's just hope it does. Big old box here. Let's pull it out. Ooh, I saw that. Pull that out. Turn it around. You can see it's framed. Maybe you know what this is already. Let's see if I can pull it out and not damage anything. Alright, I think that'll be fine. Alright, it's a numbered and framed card collection. Square Millennium. Let's take a look at that. So 2001, 2000, January 29th. This is number 281 out of maybe 5,000, I'm not sure. You see, you got Parasite Eve 2, you got Front Mission 3, you got Legend of Mana, Chrono Cross, probably my favorite of the batch, Final Fantasy 8, a couple of those, Vagrant Story, great game, and Duke Prism, also known as Threads of Fate. But this was a collector's framed, numbered, obviously, just a special kind of card set that I think Square had this on January 29th of 2000. They had an event, and yeah, just something that if you were there, you could have bought this probably for a lot more than what I paid. I've been looking for this for a while now. I was able to get this for under 100, thank God. Yeah, this represents my favorite era of Square, that late 90s and early 2000s. I think that was when they were at their absolute best. And yeah, if I ever have a place where I can hang stuff on my walls, this is gonna be something I'm very proud of putting on my wall. Hopefully in the living room, hopefully not in my bedroom. That'll be disturbing for some people. Alright. Put that down here. More Squaresoft things. This is the Final Fantasy Collection Anniversary Package. There is a Final Fantasy kind of limited package like this for the early Final Fantasies, I think 1 and 2. And I don't think 3, I don't think they ever came out on PS1 for some reason. It was one of those elusive titles, but this is 4, 5, and 6. So some of the best games in the series. My favorite is 6. So we got these in the States as like a bunch of different releases, Anthology and Legacy or whatever, Legends. But this was, all these games were released one by one or just kind of solo in Japan for, I think, full price or almost full price. But this anniversary package was out there. This is the limited for the anniversary package. We'll just take a look at this. Oh no! Hopefully we didn't damage it. Obi, who nobody cares. Here's the box. Everything fell out. Here's a booklet. It was in perfect shape, I was gonna say, but who knows now? There might be some dents. And then of course the discs had some really great art. So we'll take a look. That Amano art. There's a Tina Terra. And as you saw earlier, when I was opening it up, the big thing that this came with was a clock featuring Terra/Tina. Wonderful looking clock. I wish I had a cool desk to put it on. I don't have a desk. I need to move. I need to get my priorities straight. But very, very nice little set here for the PlayStation 1. And yeah, Final Fantasy VI, my favorite Final Fantasy. So good to have Tina Terra on there. Next up is something that I just got a few days ago. And this was released on Amazon from Games Glorious. Let's go ahead and open it up. Oh, maybe you saw it over there. It's a piece of art. There are a bunch of Tengai Makyou kind of artworks and shirts that are being released recently by a company, Game Glorious, who have purchased shirts and stuff from in the past, keychains. This is just an art canvas, and yeah, it's something that I would like to hang up. I'm gonna go get it signed because in a few days from now, I'm gonna be speaking to this man here, Mr. Yoshiteru Tsujino, who I've talked to a few times on like Skype, Zoom, whatever, and we're gonna meet up in person and have hopefully a wonderful chat, and I'm gonna be recording it. It's gonna be a big project for me, something that I'm probably gonna fail miserably at, but it should be worth it, and it should make these videos that I'm gonna be doing on this game and the rest of the series next year hopefully really good, and getting it from the, I don't want to call him a horse, but straight from the horse's mouth about some of the facts of the series. But cool little canvas, a little bit pricey, but there's a lot more of these that got released recently, end of December. I'm gonna have to try to pick them up as I get more money, as I work and get more money like a responsible adult. Alright, let me move this out of the way. Next up, here's a few kind of book type of stuff. This is a Kusanagi 6, and this is a was it Heike Gashu, so like a background collection. And so you're thinking about background collections, but these are video game backgrounds, and for this one, these are a bunch of Konami games. And if you look here, what is this? What is this one over here? This is Rhapsodia, or Suikoden Tactics. So beautiful backgrounds, wonderful artwork. I'm a little bit weird where I do love to admire the backgrounds in video games while I'm playing them. It's one of the things when I was a kid playing games like Suikoden 2, especially, those backgrounds really made an impact on me. Made me want to travel, made me want to go see places. So here's Suikoden Tierkreis. We saw 5 a second ago, but Tierkreis for the DS, my god, look how beautiful these backgrounds are. I need to flip out over these backgrounds, but it's just works of art, and you can play the game on these ones, I'm pretty sure. A cool one over here, so we'll get to it in a second. There's a lot of Tierkreis stuff. These are just, I think, from the game itself. Over here, here's a Ganbare Goemon for the DS. Wonderful, like, look at this watercolor looking art. Oh, just great. So these are the environments in the game. And, you know, for the last official Goemon title, I mean, what a send-off, but we need some more Goemon. We can't just end on this, even though this looks beautiful. We need more like that. Quiz Magic Academy 6, looks like. Not into it, but great artwork. So there's a whole bunch of these. This is number 6. They go through a bunch of different games. if you're into that kind of stuff, if you like game artwork, these are very cheap and yeah, really high quality. Here's a magazine. I picked up a lot of magazines this year because they're just so cheap. But this is the inaugural issue of PlayStation Tsushin, which is the Famicom Tsushin Famitsu magazine, PlayStation version. So this is right from 1994, 12/9. And what this has is just all the info on the PlayStation. I love collecting anything from early PlayStation, especially. Just what a time, what an exciting time to be a game. Look at that, Ridge Racer. Fortunately, I did bend this back cover by not storing it properly. Q Tenkai, great game. Got a video on my channel. Also, Neketsu Oyako, also have a video on that on my channel. They're not very good, but check them out if you would like to learn about that. Moto2 Grand Prix. I'm sure there's like a Kingsfield advertisement in here. Also have a video on that. It's a little bit better than those other two. But yeah, cool stuff. Just this future, this kind of like gaming future at this time was so exciting. And maybe it's just because I'm old. I'm not really excited about games that much anymore. But that time was, in my opinion, the best. Here's another Famicom Tsushin Famitsu. It's an older one. Was this 94? 95? 1994, there you go. 422. I bought it because the cover is so awesome. Look at that. You got some chick to play Terra, Tina. There's a little Edgar, Neki, the fox. I don't know. I just thought it was great. So I'm going to just flip through this real quick and take a look at this era as well. This is like right on the cusp of the 32-bit era. Oh, I see some of these games that I've had, like that Mega CD RPG fighting shooting hybrid game. Is it called Battle Fantasy? Oh, wait, what was that? What was that? So I'm looking through the viewfinder here. I thought it was something pretty cool. I mean, it's all pretty cool, but I thought I said like KO Yugekitai or something. I guess not. Anyways, Super Metroid advertisement in the back, pretty cool. Maybe I'll scan that and post it somewhere. Yeah. And then the last thing, I think this is the last thing I have, is a Gensou Suikoden card stories. What is this? Card complete book. So this Card Stories was a trading card game from Konami, much like Magic or Pokemon or whatever. But with Suikoden, I have almost every single card in this series, but here's a book that shows you all the different ones they had. And I think this is every single edition. It says complete card book or whatever, but I'm pretty sure this covers everything. We look at a random page here. Let's see what we got here. Who we have in here? We got Apple. It's one of my absolute favorite there. Who else do I like in this one? Oh, these are like Suikoden 3 characters. I'm a big fan of Suikoden 3. Oh, there you go. This is more Suikoden 3, Suikoden 2. Some of these are like original art from like different artists. Some of them are portraits from the game, or official art from the game. Thought it was pretty cool. So I'm fine. I have that. I think I have all the Card Stories stuff that I need. So anyway, that was it. I think that's everything. If there's any sort of addendums, I'll put them in here now. But thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a happy 2022. And I hope to provide some videos that are better than this one in the new year. Take care. Jimmy Hapa. God bless ya. Bye.